Day 21. So if you watch day 20, or at least the montage sequence, today is actually the day that I meet the Greek with an M name. And that just, it kind of, things were falling into place. I really idealized this woman because I'm about to go to Greece. When I was coming down from the mountain going to this hostel, I said that I think I'm going to meet a woman with an M name, or I hope that she's there waiting for me, and then there she is, a Greek with an M name, and I thought that was interesting. That's not really the focus of today in the videos. It was probably my focus during the day. So the focus of today's videos, there isn't one. I'm just at the hostel. And I have a conversation in which someone actually is saying to me, oh, they can see me, that's why everybody's staring at me. In which someone is actually saying to me that they think that emotion should be how we convince people, which is the craziest thing to me. You'll hear a little bit of that because I recorded that conversation. So first of all, even making this video is a little hard for me. Asking you for your support is a little hard for me because of some fear I have of rejection. So this is my first step, a sort of exposure therapy toward fixing that. I'll also be rejected by people I ask for food and lodging and transportation, and I'll be forced to persist, to believe in myself and carry on. I'm really starting to think that it must be me. Now they're really hurting my feelings. I can't get a ride from anybody.
Gypsies won't even let me stay here.
Hey man, I just wanted a ride to get to the other side of this construction here. So they stopped me. That's in their head, bro. There's absolutely no need to be thinking that just because someone doesn't pick you up, it says zero things about you. I mean, of course it could. That was soul crushing. It's easy for you, but that's why you're not a good critical thinker.
Enfin, je voulais apprendre tout court.
Ouais.
Si je peux travailler, peut-être.
Non, ça c'est pas possible. But it's important to leave your room soon as possible.
Okay, whatever it was, it could have been, in the air, it could have been just them, whatever.
If he doesn't want to, or if his wife doesn't feel comfortable because of the kids, whatever, no biggie. They have their preferences, I have my preferences. They may reject me, and I might risk thinking that I'm some kind of a problem. The American kid didn't even look up. I mean, he glanced at me and then just kind of nodded from under his hat. All right, let's ask these folks. Remember, if they say no, it's not about you. Est-ce que vous auriez un petit fruit? No, okay. Everybody's saying no, but you don't give a shit because you're gonna get there. And I'm like this, and he just pulls off slowly. I've got to get to the point where I can hitchhike for an hour and not even be phased. Like, yeah, okay, so what? They said no. They're gonna fight you on it though. They're gonna say no. But you know that's just because they're lame. Buddy, I had some clothes sitting here for 3 days. They are still wet because I did not put them by the window. I just piled them on top of each other. They're wet and they smell fucking terrible. So now they're in there. Anyway, we have about half an hour to get out of here. So let's get to it. 3, 2, 1. I think let's head to Venice. Yeah, let's do that. Jack is a new buddy of mine. Maybe we'll meet up in Slovenia. Well, we hung out quite a bit on Tuesday when I borrowed his computer to clear my SD card. He was buying his ticket to Seagate. I gotta stop smoking. But right now I just feel so energetic and a bit scrambled. Let's breathe while we sit on the toilet. I showed you one advantage of skepticism of self thing, that math problem. Nobody else got my answer. Or the only other person that got my original answer of 19 said that she saw what she had done wrong. So I didn't just comment in and leave. I was like, no, how did these people get this answer? And then when I got the answer 43, but then 2 kids from our old high school, the Illinois Math and Science Academy, they had gotten 15. So it's like, okay, I want to first understand how they got it. So anyway, that's one advantage of skepticism itself, is that you're going to find out. I don't know, it's just a better way to try to get right. Oh wait, you're in the dark. Come over. Mom and Dad are really pushing me to stay another night. I'm thinking about it because I don't feel well, but maybe I'm just dehydrated, or maybe I'm just, call it comfort sickness. I don't know. Let's sit with these people for a little bit. Okay, so I'm in the video right now, recording your audio.
Trust you, that's fine.
Or maybe I'm just recording your breasts and thigh. I don't know.
No, I'd absolutely break your phone, right? So it became very important for me in a very short amount of time to explain like how difficult it was to watch my dad get pulled over. He owns a law firm. He's one of the smartest people I've ever met in my entire life. But to see him treated in a way that was like not actually on the level of his intelligence was incredibly frustrating, right? I told Maria that we had
He's
people...
Asian.
He's Haitian. Haitian.
Oh, that I would guess. I thought you said Asian and Irish.
No.
And I'm thinking, wait, why is he getting...
Asian where?
Exactly, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was very frustrating. A couple of times in my life we've had our neighbors call the cops on him for entering our home because he likes to do this thing where he's very protective and he likes to take a lap around the house before he goes inside. Very dad thing, right? Like just a normal dad thing. Not a normal dad thing is to have the police show up about 20 minutes later being like, hey, we heard there was a break-in. No break-in, just a black man in Scarsdale, right? Fine. And so I would try and explain like institutionally racism, how the fact that our suburbs and our schools are still segregated. New York is one of the most segregated states in the country. States, cities, whatever. Like New York City specifically, but like the state as a whole. Like the way, if you look at our schools, you would literally think that Jim Crow is like still going on. Huge issue. And no one really responded to that, right? What people would respond to was the fact that when we had like bring your parent to work.
Nobody's disagreeing about the power of Pathos.
No one's disagreeing about that, right? But like nobody changed their mind based off of those conversations. No one did anything based off of those conversations, right?
Agreed.
And I had like one or two conversations. I was in student government, but like with our president being like, we were just talking like this, like normally, like whatever. And I was talking about how frustrating it was to not have any of the teachers like had no sensitivity training. And like there was like something really loud happening in one of the other rooms, and somebody asked my twin brother like, hey, can you go tell that classroom to quiet down? You're intimidating and big. Alex is the biggest fucking, like, he's afraid of heights. Like, he's a child.
He's a teddy bear.
He's an absolute teddy bear, right? But like, I know he was so shaken by that comment, by that whatever. And I told them, I was talking about that, and someone said, oh, that sounds so unlike Scarsdale. That's so not whatever. And I was like,
they don't even realize.
I was like, so like, you know, I don't think that you realize we were in the same like grade school class, like before we like got to middle school, before we got to high school. But like, there was this girl, insert name of a person that we both know and love very much, who asked me when we had like bring your parent to work day, like how my dad was going to talk about cleaning, right? Because like obviously he was a black man, so he was the janitor somewhere. He wasn't the janitor at our school, but he must have been a janitor somewhere. And I was like, do you think Lindsay is racist? No, of course not. Of course not, right? Like Lindsay is a great person, a dear friend. We've talked about this. Would you call a third grader racist? Can you call a third grader racist? Right? Like at that point, the only thing that she was going off of, Lindsay didn't think she was being malicious. She wasn't looking at me being like, oh, I'm going to say something to Gabby that's going to hurt her feelings and make her cry in the bathroom for a day, right? Like, and I didn't even understand the context of it. I know it made me feel shitty. I know I cried about it. I didn't tell a single soul for like 10 years. It was just something that was lodged there, right? And so that story, that singular story, and I've been trying to get diversity and training like for years at Scarsdale. Like I'm a senior now. I'm like, I casually mentioned that this has been a goal of mine. Every single professor has shot it down. Every single teacher is like, it's not what we want to do with the budget, like blah, 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 blah. I tell this one story. Teacher happens to be in the room. We have diversity and inclusion training the next year. And I think I think maybe I've never tried to use it in quotes for evil, for something bad, to convince something of something that wasn't true, right? And what was the truth there?
Hold on, I missed that last bit. I don't understand that.
I think the reason that I find it so powerful and only good is I've never tried to use Pathos for something bad.
Oh, but
I've never tried.
What about everybody? Do you know? Have you ever heard of Donald Trump?
Yes.
Okay. Do you feel like he and the people on his side, and even more extreme than how he presents?
The thing about Donald Trump is he doesn't think that he's hurting anyone. And
or he thinks the people he's hurting deserve it.
sure, which is the same as, like, in the same way that we said that
Self-defense.
Right, exactly. And I think that the safe blocks, like the holds that you're trying to put in people's minds so that they doubt themselves, so that they do research, so that they look there, are so counterintuitive to the way that we move through the world. And I think it's a great goal, but I think that we're much more likely to align ourselves when we realize that, like, those other people that you think deserve to be hurt do not deserve, like, you don't mean that, you don't think that, you don't, do you know what I'm saying?
No, I missed something at the end because I was thinking about, I was getting worried about my room getting taken. Can you say that last bit again? You don't worry about what?
No, I don't think people mean it when they try to, because where does that come from? That comes from fear, which is also an emotion.
Okay, so they think that they have a truth, and so then they
Sure.
use what works on them to convince other people.
Sure, but I think shame is an incredibly powerful emotion, right? Like, it is something that governs us daily. If you have a contingent personality, right, and you're insecure about yourself, it means that you walk around thinking, I'm a good person, but there's one secret that if everybody learned about me, they would hate me.
Okay.
And, like, exemption from shame is realizing that everybody is flawed, and, like, there's no one thing that's going to make someone walk away from you, right?
Okay.
If you are loved, if you are cared about, and that's, like, people who are secure, people who are, like, whatever, understand that. But most people don't. Most people think that, like, there is something about them that if unfolded, whatever, shame.
They would deserve
Exactly.
to feel, yeah.
I don't think that you can logic
Now, when you say
yourself.
you, I think this is what confused me. You talk about you, me, or you in general?
You in general.
Oh, okay,
What
okay.
the fuck am I talking about?
I don't know. I don't know. I think everything's about me. I'm
That's
sorry.
fine. But what I am trying to say is, shame is such a powerful emotion. I don't think you can logic your way out of it. I think you can only get yourself out of shame with more emotion. Like,
Wait, you just logicked us out of it by saying the whole thing about everybody's flawed.
Sure, but as much as I know that on a surface level, as much as someone can know
Oh,
that,
yeah.
that doesn't mean it's, like, something just has to happen.
But see here. So this is this may relate to something you said. Oh no, you said neutral or positive earlier. If we compare normative to positive, we agree on the state of the world. But what I'm talking about, what we disagree is how it should be. And so far, all you've talked to me about is how it is. But why should it be better?
But I that's the thing. I don't think it's negative. I don't think it's bad. I don't think.
But. Hold on, let me go pay for my room.
Sure. I think it's functioning the way.
Can I include you in the video? As we discuss?
No.
No. Okay. I'm gonna go pay for my room. I'll be right back. I went down to talk to Maria, but it was too late. But I encountered Andreas on the way. And then he wanted to sign up for breakfast, and he told a resident who went to sign him up. But he was quiet, and I don't think the American resident heard Andreas add
03
to his room number
500.
So I was louder and trying to tell him as he walked away. And then an employee came over and was stern. Told me I should have thought of that before because he's already preparing yada yada. I thought he was talking about the glass of water the American resident had brought me or was bringing me. And I thought he was saying he'd already done the dishes and was mad I hadn't thought earlier of a glass of water. I actually have water, but needed an excuse to see whether Maria was there. Once I understood it was about the breakfast, I told the guy there's no need to yell or get upset and that he wasn't even yelling at the right person. And as soon as I said that, I went back to saying that there's no need to be annoyed. And then added again that it's not even the right person. I then said that Andreas, indicating him beside me, wanted to sign up and just didn't know it was too late, so it's not a big deal. And the Spanish guy, who's probably very nice, told me to relax and that no one's yelling and to take it easy and we're all on holidays. I was starting to get mad with him. Fuck off telling me to take it easy. This guy's giving me a stern talking to. The employee spoke to Andreas as I trailed off responding to the Spanish guy. And the Spanish guy was telling me the employee is working. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. Wanting to add that if he's working, he shouldn't be talking down to guests. Anyway, after the employee addressed Andreas, ultimately taking his name and adding it to the list, he apologized to me. I said it was fine and that I understand he's frustrated. He said he's not frustrated but has a fever. I said I hope he feels better soon. Fuck that peacemaker, though. But no, I don't check my messages. I don't get an alert about it. I don't find out about it. Subscribe. Subscribe for more.